Hello, I'm Aaron Michael Ritchie.
And I'm Cody May.
And this is a Colorado Author Interview Circle. And we're cocking guns. I guess we're cocking guns. Because you're the gun. Look at that. You're he's twice the man I'll ever be. Today we're talking with Lisa
It's been a long
Lisa
time.
McDivitt. And I met Lisa a couple years ago at Pikes Peak Writers.
Yep.
And she talked about her book. And I was mesmerized. It was such a great idea.
And you're such my demographic, which is
I know,
wonderful.
middle-aged men, right?
Really?
You know, probably not.
No, but
I
you're a
did
great
like
writer and supporter of authors, so I
Yes.
think that was what was so fun about meeting you.
Yeah.
And then we met again at a library event.
Yes.
And out, I think it was Kansas, because
Kansas.
anything east of I-25 is
Was
Kansas.
Oh
really
my
far away.
goodness.
No, it was like
it's
Arapaho
still Colorado.
or
It's still.
something like.
All the tall buildings.
And then
Yeah.
then we talked a bit more, and then here you are.
Yes.
So tell us about. So your debut novel was The Debutante Detective.
Yes.
The debutante.
And so give us the quick pitch.
So the quick pitch is The Debutante Detective is about a 17-year-old girl named Samantha Robinson who is a social outcast, and she loves mysteries and she fancies herself like a Nancy Drew type. And she's invited to be a debutante simply because of her parents' connections, and she thinks it's ridiculous and she doesn't want to have anything to do with it until the head of the debutante world is murdered. So
Whoa.
then she gets picked as like
Uh-oh.
a double agent to go into the debutante world to sort of investigate what could have gone wrong and who was
Whoa.
responsible.
That
So it's like in a
sounds
set. I know, right?
cool. Sounds cool.
And it has kind of that miscongeniality,
A
right?
little bit, right? So
Yeah.
she's a total
Okay.
misfit. She's not your typical what this particular group of people would consider a proper debutante, and she's made fun of a lot, but she starts to understand that everyone is a little bit of a misfit
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So.
And
there's
has
a
she
little
been
bit
a
of that.
detective for a while, or is this sort
Well,
of?
no,
no.
she's like
She's
a
an amateur sleuth.
amateur
Yeah.
sleuth. So really, it's like we're
She's
talking about.
nosy.
It's a kind of a
She's
cozy
nosy.
mystery with
Exactly.
younger characters.
Yeah.
It's not really young adult because it's not like he
Right.
looked at me in third
Exactly.
period English.
Right.
There's an explosion.
There are a couple of cute boys that she's interested in.
Why do you look at me? I'm not
Because
Cody, you're gonna
cute
love
boy, old
Oh,
guy,
me.
creepy old guy in a bad shirt. Shouldn't have worn this shirt.
I think it looks great.
Looks great.
I don't know how it reads on TV, but it looks great in person.
Looks good.
Now, where is this set? Because the whole debutante idea.
It's
Is it
a
a
very
period
old
piece?
school. It's not. So
It's not.
the debutante concept is very old school.
Yeah.
But
this
there are
is
people
set-
still doing it. though.
There are, and
Really?
that was what sort of struck me as
Oh,
odd when
yeah.
I was in high school because we had one. It's I set it in Colorado Springs, which is where I grew up,
Oh, cool.
and there's a debutante ball there. It's not the same as it used to be. It's a very traditional concept where women come out and then you're eligible to be in society and date and be courted. And it doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Right now, it's more tied to philanthropic work and a lot of people. So it's definitely a
Very-
watered down version of what it
Okay.
used to
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
But it still has a lot of the traditions of the big white dress and dancing and having escorts and
And like a proper way of like etiquette and like a proper
yes. So we
way
did
of-
learn, like when I was going through it, we learned how to set a table and how to eat at a dinner party. And
Okay.
so there's some of that sort of formality to it,
Yeah.
but it's not the same thing as like. And now here's this pedigreed woman for you to date and marry.
Right. Just like an etiquette
No,
school.
I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of digging this idea. I have daughters at home, and I'm kind of liking this
No,
idea
yeah.
that they're shut-ins.
yeah, you keep them off the market.
Right, they're shut-ins until they're 17, and then I'm liking this idea.
Yeah, it's
No.
a throwback. It's a little weird. I mean, it's definitely a
No,
bit
I'm
of a
serious.
controversy, but it can be
anyway.
kind of a neat, and especially if you're younger and it's got a lot of the frills of getting dressed up and having
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fancy dress and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I have to ask my usual question, especially since this is a murder mystery.
Mhm.
Are you a pantser? Do you just write, or do you plot everything out?
So I try to be a pantser, and then I
Try to
have
be
a
a pantser?
meltdown, and I end up plotting everything out. Especially, I will say this
That
for
makes sense.
mysteries. Yeah.
Yeah, for mysteries, it's hard
So
to
this
do.
book I really did plot out, and I used this great book called How to Write a Damn Good Mystery. I don't know
James
if you-
Fry?
Yeah, James Fry.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I literally just took that and that's how I created the outline for this book, and I think it worked pretty well because there's so much to keep track of when you've got clues and
Yeah, you don't want
Red
to give anything
herring.
away.
red herrings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part I did as an outline, and then when I moved on to a book that is not a mystery, I outlined it in a similar fashion, and it worked out really well. for
So
me.
you're a plotter by gunpoint.
You had no
necessity.
choice.
Yes.
By
like
necessity.
mental
I-
breakdown plotter.
I originally wrote this book without plotting it, and it had no chapters. So if that gives you any idea of how much
was
I
just
need an
one
outline.
chapter.
Yeah,
It's just
it
one
was
chapter.
one big.
Man.
It had
Okay.
a chapter.
Yes, it had one
chapter.
Yes.
One book, one chapter. That's all you need.
My goodness.
I've read books like that.
So that was learning experience.
And you have a sequel novella.
Yeah, it's sort of a novella. It's what I considered is like a taster. So if you're sure you want to invest $4.99 in this, true novel,
Oh.
check out Murder in Beverly Hills, which is kind of a mini mystery. It's a closed room set at a fancy hotel in Beverly Hills with movie stars and a
Ooh.
murder.
Now, is it similar
Murder.
characters?
Same
or-
character.
Same character.
Sorry. So it's right after she had just solved a murder. She's on her way to college.
She's
Her
got
parents
some
want to have like a
authority
weekend.
now.
Yeah, she feels very confident
Yes,
in her murder solving
Because she
skills.
already, yeah,
And I mean, just like Jessica Fletcher, she just runs into another murder.
right.
Of course. I mean,
Jessica,
there's a
she's-
body.
I just happen to be staying here and something happened.
No,
That's
but that's
awesome,
I.
though. It's nostalgic.
No, but
It is a
I
little old school.
I like that
great.
though because are you
It's
really going to
classic.
go into the gymnastics because you want to read a murder mystery and
Right.
of course it's not going to happen to the same person but you want it to happen to the same person so let's just go with it.
Yeah, if you can
Good.
suspend disbelief for that amount of time, I think it
Right.
will be.
It's a
hopefully
very
an entertaining
small
read.
price to pay.
Now, did you
if at all?
grow
Yeah.
up liking mysteries? Did you
Yes. So I
like
grew up-
Encyclopedia
What's
Brown?
your favorite?
Yeah.
Did you read
So it's
Encyclopedia Brown?
Encyclopedia Brown, Nancy Drew, Mary Higgins Clark, loved all of those.
No Sherlock Holmes?
And now I'm getting into Sherlock Holmes. I
Alright.
know. I don't know why I wasn't into it before.
Yeah.
And then TV-wise, huge fan of Murder, She Wrote and Columbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of.
Lisa.
I'm in the wrong
thing
era.
is- The thing I don't understand.
Just one more thing.
my wife. I love Columbo.
I do love it. Netflix
So-
is streaming it now, so
Yeah.
I'm binging on it.
So
Oh,
you
God.
didn't. So you didn't get pissed off at in Encyclopedia Brown because I could never figure it out and he always could and I just would hate him.
I think for most of my life, other people figure things out before I do, so I don't think that really stuck out to me as a difference.
Oh, God.
I would read those books and I'm like, what? That makes. Oh, I get so upset.
I do remember, yeah, they were complicated.
They were.
They were. Now that I look back, yeah, you're right. They were very complicated.
No, but that's great. I mean, someday I'll write a mystery. But you have to plot and it's like.
You really have to
Yeah,
plot. And
it takes a-
honestly, and then you sit there and you're like, this was a bad idea. And then
It's so hard not to
unravel
contradict the
it.
story and the structure
Right.
with a murder
Yeah.
mystery. Yeah. But they're so much fun to write.
Oh,
I
they-
love writing them and reading them.
Because it's this kind of this it's a clue, right? It's a puzzle box, and
Right.
so you're figuring out the puzzle, and then at the end you're like
I love that revelation moment.
and the
Yeah.
revelation
Yeah.
moment.
And it's really hard too to do something that you're already suspending disbelief that an amateur
Yeah.
sleuth would be at all related
Right.
to helping solve
Yeah.
a mystery. So then you have to be very authentic, if you will,
Yeah.
in sort of the reasons why they might discover something, or why are they the ones who figure out the crime? Why couldn't somebody else have done it? So it's tricky.
Now,
Yeah.
so
That
on
might
the
be why I haven't written
horizon,
another one yet.
no, on the
Yeah.
horizon,
So
you're gonna have a baby.
yes.
Oh.
I don't know if the camera
she
can
turns.
To show it, I'm sure you can
no
see
one,
it without me
no
turning.
one knew, and then
Is this your first baby?
It is, yes.
Awesome.
Oh, it's so
I'm
exciting!
excited. I'm so impatient.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well,
Well, I would be
You're
too.
9 months pregnant.
Yeah, so I'm 35 weeks, so,
So
I've
you're
got a month to go.
So we can have it on camera right now.
Could be pretty exciting.
Stand, go boil water, and get sheets. Go.
I don't understand the 9-month thing, by the way. It's 10 months. I mean, 40 weeks is 10 months, so.
That is, but I think
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Are
know
you going
how
to be
it
able to
works.
write as much as you do now with the baby?
That's a great question.
Or do you
I've
want-
only had 3 meltdowns about that.
No, hold on. Let me do a little. Let me
What's
do a
that?
little. Let me do a little.
That scares
Let me cast a little spell.
Okay.
Baby,
Don't know.
please sleep, baby. Your
Yes.
mama needs to write, baby. Please sleep.
Thank
Baby.
you.
My babies didn't sleep. So now the good thing about
They
not
can be up.
And you still write, so.
because I've stopped sleeping
Oh,
because you
yeah,
get
so
used
you
to
gotta-
never sleeping, and
Great.
so then when they grow, yeah.
So coffee is still the key.
No, so yeah, so the baby's gonna sleep.
Thank you, Erin.
Yes.
Appreciate it. And Cody for your support.
Why,
That's
yeah,
all
I did
advice.
The
this.
baby's gonna
Yeah.
sleep.
It's my
And you'll be able to write. No, because on the horizon you have a women's fiction that you're
I
shopping
do.
around.
So I have
Cool.
it's an upmarket women's fiction, which I think just basically means it's not quite genre. It's commercial, but it's not super genre-y.
A
So
little
it's
more
a little
literary.
a little
I
more
love
literary.
that.
But
I
not
hate to
literary.
assume that I would be
but-
literary.
That's kind of
Yes.
the balance you got to find, right? Because literary fiction.
Well, do you
has a
open up
market,
with
but-
5 pages of description describing
Right.
the trees?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Oh,
good.
No, I'm
super
just
esoteric, Yeah.
Yeah.
The point of view of the
whole first
flea.
page is one sentence.
That's right.
Yeah.
A bunch of
I love that.
semicolons.
Yes.
I love that.
Only one semicolon per chapter.
No, I
according-
want to write
According to
books
the
like
publishers.
that.
I
I
love
want to
my
write
semicolons.
Faulkner. Anyway, we're
And M
focused.
dashes.
So what is your
Yes.
M dashes?
M dash. You gotta have those M
M
dashes.
dashes. Don't get me started. Don't get me
I
started.
love my M dashes.
Don't get me started. Where's my monster drink? So Lisa, so your book, though it's upmarket women's fiction, and it's about a reporter.
It's about a reporter who is a print reporter in New York and loses her job. She gets laid off and she can't get another journalism job. It's a mayoral election, so the only thing she can get to stay in the business is as a photographer for a local cable station, and she has to go to Queens. And she's someone who's used to being kind of a Manhattanite, and her parents have helped support her, and they pull their support because she's 30 and they're over it.
They're done.
And suddenly, for the first time in her life, she has to sort of live on her own, and she learns what it really means to live in a city, and you know what New York is made of. And so.
Because you're from back east.
I'm not from there originally, but I lived there for a little while,
In
and
New
I went
York
to school
East.
up there and worked at a
Love New
local
York.
cable station. I do too.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
So much
it's
fun.
a great city.
So it's
There's
like
so much
you.
there.
Your parents recently cut you off, and
Dude.
he's learning.
I work in the coal mine. Quit high school.
Oh, man.
Yeah, another book I'm writing that you'll relate to just instantly. Just
Yeah.
No, that sounds. My mother's a social worker. My
You were
dad's
saying
a
that,
cop.
yeah. So I think there's
So
a
that
lot of.
whole.
Part of what made me want to do that is there are a lot of, I think, uncovered stories in New York. It's just such a vast place,
Yeah.
and particularly in
Yeah.
Queens, which is the borough I covered, and I just thought it was rich with all kinds of culture and stories, and
Totally.
I just think people don't know about it. So I thought, take this fish out of water. I guess it's another fish out of water story.
And those are always those.
Yeah,
I like
great.
them. They're some of my favorites.
Well, I think we're out of time. Is there
Yep.
anything else?
I don't think so.
So
Thank
the
you for
debut-
the good vibes.
So the debutante detective you can find online.
Yep.
We'll put
Do
a
you have
link
a
in the
title for the
description.
women's fiction?
It's so right now it's called "Did You Hear What Happened to Sydney?"
I did not
And
hear
that's-
what happened.
That's why
And
you
that's
can
your
read
big
it.
shot.
just
You,
heard.
you,
Yeah.
you can buy the Debutante Detective and Murder in Beverly Hills,
Yes.
but you cannot buy What Happened to
No.
Sydney. Did you hear what happened to Sydney? Because it's still being shopped around.
Yes.
So.
Soon. Hopefully
Someday.
soon.
Someday.
Soon.
We'll
All
see.
right.
And then back to work on the rest of it.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Lisa.
guys.
Good
This
luck
was
with
a
the baby.
pleasure.
We
Thank
wish you the best.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Do we
This was
shake
fun.
hands?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
don't
thought he
know.
gestured, so I went. I think it just
We'll
started
do
the
it
whole
again.
thing.
We could do the fist bump because.
Is that what people do these days?
We
I
should-
hear
we-
it's better for
We
health.
sometimes. Oh.
Oh, you're right. I'd wash my
Sorry,
hands.
I'd
I don't
wash-
know
yeah.
where I've been.
I don't want to get you guys pregnant. Or anything.
I've been.
Well, thanks for coming, and thanks for driving up here and taking the time
You
to
bet.
chat with us.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Lisa.
Thank you.
This has been the Colorado Author Interview Circle. I'm Aaron Michael Ritchie.
And I'm Cody May.
Stay classy.
Stay pregnant, Denver.
Stay pregnant. And sleep.
that
Babies. All babies on the internet sleep. Sleep. Thank you, Lisa.